You know, there are people in this world with the power to completely change your life, like literally overnight, and it wouldn't even really make a difference in their own lives. Like if Elon Musk just gave you like 10 or 15 million dollars, I don't imagine that would really make that much of a difference to him. I mean, he has 400,000 millions, but he won't do that. Andrew Tate, I don't know if he's a billionaire yet or he's a few hundred millions. Again, $1 million would mean nothing to him to give it to you, but he won't do that. And I've always wondered, like, why is that? Until I've started doing my podcast, and then until I've started to get the 50th episode, let's say, like pretty recent, the last half a year, I've started to realize that these people that have went through hardship, I've interviewed eight-figure entrepreneurs as well. I've interviewed close to $500 million worth of entrepreneurs, and I realized that the ones who really grinded for years, for decades even, and that went through a lot of hardship, they wouldn't have it any other way. You know, they're always glad they have it. They never say, "I wish it wasn't that hard, bro. I wish I gotten successful easier and quicker." They usually are happy that it happened, and I'm wondering why, right? So I asked one of them on one of my recent podcasts, and I kind of thought I kind of knew the answer already, but he basically just confirmed what I already thought was true, which is that it bears the sweetest fruits. It feels so much better to have everything you ever wanted if it was painful, if there was pain related to it. Because if you really gone lucky off one meme coin, like I don't know, like fucking chill guy or whatever, and made $60 million overnight off for nothing, I do think that that would be a miserable existence over 1 or 2 years. Because even though you would have all the safety and the materialistic things that you would want, now it feels you would have that existential crisis. You didn't have to plan goals, you didn't have to achieve milestones, and you didn't have to, lose everything, then rebuild it back up, start another company, sell the company, and do all of this, like, have all of these obstacles and roadblocks on your way, on your journey. Now, this is why I think that most people wouldn't have it any other way, the successful ones. And I think that this is the real reason why nobody's coming to save you or me either, is because they don't want to rob us of what it really takes to become successful. You know what I mean? They don't want to rob us of the sweetest fruits that we gain, because they know that if we get through this phase, it will be so much sweeter. But if they just give it to us, we'll get used to the life within a couple of months, and we'll have an existential crisis. We're like, what the fuck do we do now? Right? We're millionaires. If somebody just landed like $5 million in your bank account, it's like you would feel kind of like an imposter. You know what I mean? I don't think that I'm the only one with a conscience like this. I think that if you're anything like me, of course you would. I wouldn't decline like $1 million. I would never decline it. But I probably wouldn't be happy that it happened like a year later. After I've enjoyed, the Hellcat, then the Urus, and a few of my dream cars, and then bought my first Rolex, and then retired my parents and everything. Some of those things would be fun, but I think I wouldn't be happy that it happened that way, you know? And tell your kids that the way you became a millionaire is that someone just gave it to you out of pity. So, yeah, I think that I think that ultra successful don't want to rob us, because even if you know someone in your personal life that's ultra successful, he wants you to suffer for it and really go through the fucking pain and the long ass journey that's hard, because they don't want to rob us of what's truly valuable apart from the money, you know? So again, this is just a conspiracy theory if you want, but I think that this is their train of thought. So, yeah, having interviewed over 60 entrepreneurs, probably 30 of them were millionaires, and probably 10 of them were worth over over 8 figures. I think I know what I'm talking about. But again, I might be just conspiracy theorizing. I'm an 18-year-old guy trying to make it and trying to learn from the successful. So if you want to do me a favor, you could check the first thing in the description, which is my main channel, which is a podcast. See if there's any guests that interest you. And with this in mind, may God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one.